हेलो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल नवम श्रेणी पिला माने। आज आम तुम इंग्लिश बहिर जो प्रथम नॉन डिटेल टेक्स्ट रही द ट्रंक ऑफ गणेश, तो तार समस्त प्रश्न उत्तर गुड़िक कम्प्रेहेंशन क्वेश्चन आंसर गुड़िक आज आम भिडियो देखा। ठीक अच्छे, तो प्रथम देख सेक्शन 1 जो रही। तो 1 नंबर क्वेश्चन रही, सून आफ्टर हिज बाथ व्हाट डिड गोविंद महाराणा डू। तार अर्थ माने आर ओडियार मिनिंगटा मुझे लिखिदे, तुम मैंने जदि चाहब एठू पढ़ी पार। ठीक अच्छे, तो गाधोई सारिबा परे गोविंद महाराणा कौन कले। तार आंसर हम सून आफ्टर हिज बाथ गोविंद महाराणा टुक ए ग्लास ऑफ टी फ्रॉम हिज वाइफ्स हैंड बट इट इज स्लिप्ड फ्रॉम हिज हैंड। तापरे क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, व्हाई वाज गोविंद anxious in the morning। सकाळे गोविंद कहीं चिंतित थिले। तार आंसर है गोविंद was anxious in the morning because it was the third day in succession that the glass of tea slipped from his hand, which he considered to be an unhappy incident। तापर क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, what was गोविंद महाराणा's trade। गोविंद महाराणा व्यवसाय कौन थिला। तार आंसर आइडल मेकिंग वाज गोविंद महाराणा's ट्रेड। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, व्हाट हैड बीन बॉदरिंग हिम फॉर द लास्ट 3 days। गत 3 दिन हेब तांकु क्यों कथा विचलित करुथिला। तो यार आंसर हम अनहैप्पी इंसिडेंट्स लाइक द स्लिपिंग ऑफ द ग्लास ऑफ टी फ्रॉम हिज हैंड had been bothering him for the last 3 days। Question number 5, Orid Govinda Maharana gave reasons for the breaking of the trunk, what were they। The answer, the reasons Govinda Maharana gave for the breaking of the trunk were that he meddled with the private lives of gods and that he had been using his powers too carelessly in making the icons which were not exactly those his father would have made in this time। Our question number 6, Sulochana did not want to question Govinda about his work, what was the reason for it। सुलोचना गोविंद को तांको काम विषय पचार को चाहू नथिले, तो यार कारण कौन थिला। तो आंसर लिखिबो सुलोचना डिड नॉट वांट टू क्वेश्चन गोविंद अबाउट हिज वर्क बिकॉज शी न्यू दैट ही वाज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इमेज मेकर्स इन द होल टाउन एंड बिकॉज द टाउन्स folk often complimented him on his excellent craftsmanship। नेक्स्ट 7 number question, what thoughts came to Sulochana's mind when the trunk broke again on the 3rd day। तृतीय दिन पुणी थरे सुंड भांगी जिबा परे सुलोचना को मन को केउ चिंता आसिला। तर आंसर, when the trunk broke again on the 3rd day he thoughts that came to Sulochana's mind were whether Govinda had asked for an exorbitant price for the idol and whether his seeming greed had angered the unknown। Then question number 8, do you think Govinda Maharana had become old and his hands and eyes were not strong enough to prepare the idol? Was there some supernatural power playing the trick। तो आपण को कौन लगुच गोविंद महाराणा वृद्ध हो जाइथिले एवं मृत्यु गढ़िया तांको हाथ और आखि यथेष्ट शक्तिशाली नथिला, कौन से अलौकिक शक्ति एपरी करुथिला कि। तो यार आंसर कौन लिखिबो, नो आई डोंट थिंक गोविंद महाराणा हैड बिकम old and his hands and eyes were not strong enough to prepare the idol। No, there was no supernatural power playing the trick। तापर सेक्शन 2 तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 रही हाउ ओल्ड वाज गोविंद महाराणा हु वेयर देयर इन हिज फैमिली। तो गोविंद महाराणा को बयस केते थिला तांको परिवार रे किए किए सब थिले। तो आंसर लिखिबो गोविंद महाराणा वाज 61 years old in his family. There were his wife, his 3 sons, his eldest son's wife and his 2 children. Question number 2 was Govinda happy with his eldest son? How did he spend his day? तो गोविंद कौन तांको बड़ पुओ को नेकी खुशी थिले से निज दिन किपरि अतिबाहित करुथिले। तार आंसर नो गोविंद वाज नॉट एट ऑल हैप्पी विथ हिज एल्डेस्ट सन। हिज एल्डेस्ट सन वाज एन irresponsible drifter and he spent his days away from his house fishing idli for shrimp and carp in the Mahanadi. तापर क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 list the changes that had come in the designing of the clay figures. तो माटी मूर्तिर डिजाइन रे आसीथिबा परिवर्तन गुड़िकर तालिका प्रस्तुत करंतु। तार आंसर in the designing of clay figures the changes that had come about were in the eye-catching new apparel in the shades of luminous paint he was using and in endowing the goddess with his slim and curved bodies. Question number 4 who was Ranju? What was his contribution to Govinda's family? रंजू किए थिले गोविंदଙ୍କ परिवार प्रति तांकर अवदान कौन थिला। तार आंसर रंजू वाज गोविंदा's youngest son. He showed promise to taking up the ancestral profession and thus restored a measure of calm to his father's mind. Question number 5 where was the idol placed? Why did Govinda keep the idol there? मूर्तिटी केउठारे रखा जाइथिला गोविंद मूर्तिटी को सेठारे काहेकि रखिथिले। तार आंसर द आइडल वाज प्लेस्ड एट वन साइड ऑफ द रूम फेसिंग द ग्रिल्ड विंडो सेट इनटू द नॉर्थर्न वॉल। तो गोविंद केप्ट द आइडल देयर so that more light would be available for his work and the wet clay would dry up sooner facing the draught of wind. तापर क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 रही why did रंजू रिक्वेस्ट गोविंद टू क्लोज द विंडो। तो रंजू गोविंद को कहीं झरका बंद करने को अनुरोध कला। तार आंसर रंजू रिक्वेस्टेड गोविंद टू क्लोज द विंडो बिकॉज ही थॉट दैट द ड्रॉट फ्रॉम द विंडो माइट ब्रेक द इमेज। तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 रही Did Govinda think that the wind was responsible for the breaking of the trunk? गोविंद कौन भाभी थिले जे सुंड भांगिबा पई पवन दायी थिला। तार आंसर नो गोविंद डिड नॉट थिंक दैट द विंड वाज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द ब्रेकिंग ऑफ द ट्रंक। क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 हु कुड बी द डिस्ट्रॉयर द विंड और द एंगर ऑफ द गॉड और द हैंड्स ऑफ द सुपरनेचुरल एलिमेंट। तो विनाशकारी किए हो पारे पवन ना भगवान को क्रोध ना कौन से अलौकिक शक्ति। तार आंसर लिखिबो द विंड कुड नॉट बी द डिस्ट्रॉयर अकॉर्डिंग टू गोविंद द एंगर ऑफ गॉड और द हैंड्स ऑफ द सुपरनेचुरल एलिमेंट कुड बी द डिस्ट्रॉयर। Then section 3 तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 रही why did Govinda tell his son to sit in the work room? गोविंद कहीं तांको पुओ को कार्यशाला रे बसिबा को कहिले। तार आंसर लिखिबो गोविंद told his son to sit in the work room so that they would be able to learn what was happening to the trunk of Ganesha and find out which way the intruder would come. Next question number 2. Why did he choose that particular place to sit in? तो से बसिया पई से निर्दिष्ट स्थानटी काहेकि बाछिले? Then answer, he chose the particular place to sit in because that would be the right spot for them to keep watch unnoticed. Then question number 3. Was Ranju awake all through the night? Ranju कौन सारा राति अनिद्रा थिला? Answer, no. Ranju was not awake all through the night. He dozed off and slumped to the floor. Question number 4. What was Govinda thinking in darkness? अंधकार रे गोविंद कौन चिंता करुथिले? The answer, in darkness Govinda was thinking about where the intruder they had imagined was and whether it was more likely an act of the supernatural. Question number 5. Who was the intruder? How was it coming into the room? अनुप्रवेशकारी किए थिला? से किपरि घर भितर को आसथिला? तर आंसर, the intruder was a cat. The cat was crouched between two vertical bars of the open window and was ready to jump. Then it leapt across the landed on top of Ganesha's trunk. Then question number 6. Why did Govinda Maharana smile in the end? शेषरे गोविंद महाराणा कहीं हसिले? तर आंसर, Govinda Maharana had imagined that the breaking of the trunk of Ganesha was the act of an intruder, or more likely an act of the supernatural. When, to his utter surprise, he watched the cat leap and land on the top of Ganesha's trunk. So a smile beamed across his exhausted face. तो देन देखो, लेट्स राइट अच्छी तो 50 words each. Question number 1. Why was Govinda Maharana worried? What thought came to his mind? गोविंद महाराणा कहीं चिंतित थिले? तांको मन को क्यों चिंता आसिला? तो यार आंसर लिखिबो तो 50 words रे आंसर लिखिबो. The unhappy incidents had been bothering him for the last 3 days. The superstition haunted him all along. The trunk of Ganesha broke every night, hence Govinda's worry. He thought gods were angry with him for meddling with their private lives. Moreover, he thought the icons he had been making were unlike those his father would have made in his time. The next, 2 number question. What were Sulochana's reaction to the breaking of the trunk? सुंड भांगिबा उपरे सुलोचना को प्रतिक्रिया कौन थिला? तो आंसर लिखिबो, when Sulochana came to know about the breaking of the trunk of Ganesha, she looked at her husband with frightened eyes. She thought that her husband might be right, but she also thought that it was so because her husband was growing older and his hands and eyesight were not as strong as before. Question number 3. Why was she proud of her husband? How did she value her husband's work? से कहीं स्वामी गर्वित थिले? से स्वामी कार्य को किपरि मूल्यांकन करुथिले? तर आंसर लिखिबो, Sulochana was proud of her husband because she knew that he was one of the best image makers in the whole valley. It was hard to find better work than her husband's images. So said the townsfolk, Govinda was one of the few excellent craftsmen left. She nursed her pride about her husband in secret. Question number 4. Was Govinda Maharana superstitious? What proof do you get from the story? गोविंद महाराणा कौन अंधविश्वास थिले गपरु आपनको कौन प्रमाण मिलुछि तार आंसर लिखिबो गोविंद महाराणा was completely superstitious. Superstition haunted him throughout his life. He attributed the breaking of the tusk of Ganesh, लिखिबो trunk TRUNK of Ganesh to various reasons. He thought it was so due to his meddling with the private life of gods. Moreover, he had been using his powers too carelessly, which was unlike his father. He also thought there was an element of the supernatural in the mysterious breaking of the image owing to the changes that had come in the designing of the clay figures. Question number 5. Who helped Govinda in repairing the trunk? How did they differ in their point of view regarding the breaking of the trunk? सुंड मरामती करिबारे गोविंद को किए साहाय्य कला सुंड भांगिबा को नै सेमानक मत किपरि भिन्न थिला तार आंसर लिखिबो गोविंद महाराणा's youngest son Ranju helped him in repairing the trunk. Ranju thought that the breaking of the image was due to a gust of wind coming through the window, and so he wanted the window to be closed. But Govinda's views were different. He thought that there was an element of the supernatural in the mysterious breaking of the image. It may have been due to a change in the designing of the clay figures or the unreasonable sum of money he charged for the image. Question number 6. Govinda Maharana thought of many reasons for the broken trunk. What were they? गोविंद महाराणा भंगा सुंड अनेक कारण भाभी से कौन थी तो आंसर लिखिबो गोविंद महाराणा thought of many reasons of the broken trunk. First of all, he thought it was so because he meddled with the private life of gods. Then he thought that the clay he had been using was short of the adhesive quality. He again thought the weight was too heavy for the clay mold of the image's face to support it. Above all, he concluded that there was definitely an element of the supernatural in the breaking of the image. So question number 7. How did Govinda solve the mystery? What did he find? गोविंद किपरि रहस्यर समाधान कले से कौन पाइले तार आंसर लिखिबो Govinda solved the mystery of the broken trunk by sitting off one night in a dark corner of the work room and watching the intruder unnoticed. At long last, Govinda managed to find a cat crouched between two vertical bars of the open window, which leaped across and landed on the top of Ganesha's trunk. In his way, Govinda solved the mystery of the broken